Well, hey everyone, my name is Nathan Jones, and if you're new here, welcome. I like to talk about all things movies, specifically Blu-rays, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. Today was actually a surprise, so this is actually going to be a really quick video, and something I haven't done for a long time, a movie review. That's actually how this channel started, years and years ago. Before I jump into that, I just wanted to update everyone. There is going to be a new video coming out this Sunday, updating you on my new ABC challenge, my ABC movie challenge that I started in my last video. I've been going through the alphabets, each letter of the alphabet, and watching a film on my shelf that I haven't seen, with each corresponding letter. And I know many of you might be doing that as well. I know several of my friends have already started in the process of doing that, and I'm excited to kind of see where everyone's at right now and kind of see their choices. So we're going to be doing that on Sunday, so let's jump right into the movie review. All right, so what movie are we going to be talking about? I'm sure you already know based on the thumbnail and probably the description of the video. I'm going to be talking about News of the World, the new Paul Greengrass film starring Tom Hanks and Helena Zengel. And I was actually just sent this in the mail from Universal, so I wanted to say thank you, Universal, for sending this my way, this 4K Blu-ray, which is a big surprise. And that was actually one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about it, is because I wanted to say thank you, one, and then also talk about the film itself. And so I'm going to be doing, I haven't done a review in a while, so I'm going to just talk about some of the things that I liked about it, maybe a few things that I didn't, and then kind of just give you my overall opinion of the film, how it looks, on 4K and whatnot. So let's talk a little bit about the movie, because I don't really want to give too much away. If you've seen my reviews in the past, I don't really like to spoil things. I like movies to be an experience, right? And this movie is definitely one of those things. Tom Hanks is an orator. He reads the news. This is around 1870, so right after the Civil War, around that time period, where he's going to towns, usually in the South, in this Reconstruction period, and he's reading the news just from like local, state, federal, even though they don't like the federal government, obviously. So he's doing that, and he's kind of just taking the workload away from everybody who's just like working all the time, and he's just like, hey, let's just go have drinks and like listen to the news. And a lot of them really enjoy that. So he runs into Helena Zengel's character, who right here, and she is a child, and she actually was with the Kiowa people. Her family is killed, and then she was taken as a kid, and she grew up in the Kiowa culture with them, and so she knows that language. She knows nothing about her European ancestry, because she's German, I believe. So there's some German immigrants that came to America, and so somehow they meet each other, and obviously he's doing his work, and he's just trying to go town to town, and trying to figure this out in this kind of lawless land. And he's just trying to reunite her with some descendants that are still around, maybe some family that exists still. And so that's what he's trying to figure out and try to find. Yeah, you see ultimately their relationship kind of develop and bud, and going through all these trials and tribulations throughout the West, and going through a lot of these troubling kind of time period during the American Reconstruction period in the South. And there's a lot of things going on, and they really definitely learn from each other, and they can't really communicate with each other. But Helena Zengel's character, oh my goodness, she's definitely one of the best parts of this movie. Obviously Tom Hanks is Tom Hanks, and so he's always a wonderful experience and to watch on the screen. But Helena Zengel's character, oh my goodness, she only really speaks Kiowa, and so a lot of her expressions and a lot of her action is done with her face, and through a lot of the nonverbals expressions that she kind of expresses, and it's just really great acting, and I absolutely love it. And so yeah, I would say those are some of the positives about the film. Is definitely the chemistry between Hanks and Zengel is just phenomenal, and it's actually really well thought out how they kind of come together with that. It's also a beautiful film. It's a Western, so like a modern Western. And Paul Greengrass does a really great job with the direction. I think it's just gorgeous. And since this is on 4K, I was able to watch it on my 4K TV. And yeah, I was actually kind of blown away by how pretty this movie was. But it also reminiscent of some of those westerns that I've seen in the past. Maybe some Bud Bodeker, Gregory Peck, even John Wayne and Clint Eastwood a little bit in some of these regards. And I actually really like kind of that nod to that, but obviously in a very different way, because this movie, like I said, is based on this guy who's reading the news, which you really haven't seen that really been done, at least to my knowledge. I haven't seen any films that are kind of on that subject matter alongside a Western, right? It's really about relationships between people and that drama. And so those are some of the positives that I think I like about the movie. Now, a negative that I would say, it's around 2 hours long. And that's a very typical runtime for a lot of modern films. But I guess there are some parts that maybe drag a little bit longer than I would like. It probably could have been trimmed down to an hour and 45 minutes, maybe cut 10, 15 minutes from the film itself. But I don't think that's ultimately terribly too much of a detractor, because you're trying to get that chemistry and you're trying to get that relationship out of these characters, and you're trying to see the situations that they put themselves in. There's just a couple scenes that I think probably could have cut just a little bit shorter, and scrape that runtime just a little bit down. A little bit more. But anyway, I really enjoyed this movie. Have any of you seen News of the World? I was actually kind of curious. I know my friend Steph, Movie Chatter, she talked about it, and it definitely was on my radar. I haven't really been up to date terribly with too many films that have come out recently, but this one, like I said, was sent, and I just wanted to say thank you once again, Universal, for sending this my way. I think you can get this in many different areas where Blu-rays and 4Ks are sold. Definitely pick this one up, because it's a good time, and I definitely recommend it. It's definitely one of the better films I've seen of 2020, 2021, that time period. And yeah, I highly recommend it. So News of the World, have you seen it? I'm looking forward to seeing all of you on Sunday more for the ABC Movie Challenge. Thank you so much for watching this brief video. I hope it was a nice kind of return to form. Like I said, I haven't done a movie review in quite some time, so I would appreciate what you thought of the brief review down in the comment section down below. So give it a like, share, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you all next time. I'm not jonesing around.